What up? This is Chris, and right now I'm taking a cold plunge in my bath. So how I go about this is I basically set the water temperature to cold, let the bathtub fill up, and when it's time to get in here, I just hop on in. And there's a few reasons why I do this. So I was thinking the other day about depression and what it means to live in a life of luxury. So what I was thinking about was the fact that we no longer have evolutionary pressure for us to stay alive, meaning you go back like several hundred years ago and we were trying to stay alive and find caves and do everything we could to find food, and it's not like we were just chilling out playing video games. Not that video games are bad in any type of way, but we had a certain amount of pressure to stay alive and to do what we had to do to move on. And in today's society, it's pretty wild to see. It's actually the opposite of wild. Like that everything is so easy. We get to turn on our heater when it's cold. We can play some video games whenever we want. If we have a video game system, we can watch TV to comfort us. We have food all the time. I mean, even if you're homeless, they have different shelters that provide food and a place to sleep and all of that, which is pretty interesting because when you talk about depression, I think that depression needs a certain amount of comfortability in order to stay alive. Now, what the hell do I mean by this? I mean that let's just take a person who is depressed and you throw their ass like butt naked into the wild where it's snowing, they have to find their own food. I guarantee that that person is not going to sit around thinking about what's going on in their mental state. Now, I know that there are certain degrees and certain spectrums at which one is going through, or when you talk about depression, there's not just one layer or one level to it. But at the same time, I think it's so important to put that pressure on ourselves to zap us out of that privilege, comfortability factor where these things can just sit and really marinate in your mind and not go anywhere. So there's certain practices like, Bikram yoga, where you can go in and stretch in the heated room and you're sweating a bunch and your blood's circulating and all that. I think that's awesome. I think finding a way to be with the cold is awesome. I was listening to Wim Hof the other day, and he was doing an interview, and this guy asked him, so you must really like the cold? And Wim Hof's like, hell no, I don't like the cold. I just respect the cold. I respect what it does. And it's no different here on my end. I have really found a respect and appreciation for the cold and for the heat, especially for this practice, because it's something that can just zap you out of your mind if you are ever going through some heavier type stuff, heavier type thoughts. And like for me, when I'm, teaching and I have to kind of be on it and my energy level has to be at a certain point, or else you kind of lose everybody that you're trying to get through or get to. Meaning if your energy is off and your mental state is off, how do you expect everybody else to be there and be on and be with you and practice and do all of these awesome things if you don't have your shit together? All right, so anyways, I let my lower half of the body sit in this cold plunge. It's almost time to submerge my whole body. And then I put my upper body all the way from the neck down into the water. Here we go. So I sit for about 4 to 5 minutes, and then I get my body in just for a few seconds, all the way from the neck down. And here we go. And then I like to put my head underneath as well. That's optional, but why the hell not? We're here. Oh my God, face is so red. So yeah, that's it. Try it out, try the cold plunge. It's so awesome for training. It's so awesome to get your mind zapped out of the bullshit thoughts that we kind of put ourselves in, and we take away that privilegedness just for a few minutes, and we get back and put some pressure on us where we can actually move and do something with, instead of just sitting there wondering when it's going to pass. So try it out. If you have any questions, sorry I'm freezing my balls off, I got to get out of here soon. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. I'm done.